So today we're going to be talking a little bit about science and plants. So remember when we read this on Tuesday, A Green Garden. Now in this book, we learned what a plant needs to be in a garden. So let's go back in the book and look what he did, okay? So they were looking at plants and they started out at baby plants and they all look the same, right? Now they look really close together, don't they? They're really, really close. So let's go look what it looks like in his garden when he gets them back and he plants them. So he goes back and they plow the garden. They get all the rocks out and all the yucky stuff, the rocks, the weeds. They get all that out before they even start. And then they plant the seeds and the baby plants. See? Now you can even see them here. Do they look close together or do they look like they have a little bit of space? I think here it looks like there's a little bit of space. So maybe plants need a little bit of space to grow. Just like you. You don't want to be, when we talked about it, you don't want to have clothes that are too tight and you can't, grow anymore. Plants, just like that, need space to grow. And then let's see, up here, right here, what is he doing? What is he doing to the plants? He's watering them. So plants need water to grow, just like you. You couldn't survive without having a drink of water. You need water to grow, just like plants. Plants need water to grow. And look, now as time goes on, they water it, they give it time, and they wait and wait. And look what happens. They get bigger and bigger. And then, eventually, they're huge. And then at the end, you can eat them. So plants just need a little bit of space, time. Let's see what else. I wrote a chart on it, so I'm going to bring it up. And we're going to go over what plants need. Plants need 5 things. So while I get ready, why don't you think what those 5 things could be? All right, my friends, so I made a chart of 5 things that a plant needs. So first, what does a plant need? What is this? Do you know what this is? This is, of course, you see it in the sky. We talked about it. It's bright, it causes light, and it causes warmth. It is the sun. They need the sun in order to have food, just like we need food. That's how they make their food, with the sun. So they need the sun. Second one is, do you know what this is? I know my pictures aren't that great. This is water. That's how you spell water. They need water, just like we talked about in the book. They watered the plants every day to make sure that you needed water to grow, just like we need water too. They also. This is something we didn't talk about. They need, I know this picture's not that great, but they need air. They need the air. The thing we breathe, they need that to grow too because they also breathe. So they need air. The 4th thing is, my picture again, not that great, is soil. They need soil to grow. That is their bed, that's their house, that's how they live. They need the soil in order to grow. And last but not least, they need space, like my little 2 flowers over here. They need space in order to grow. They can't be too close together, just like we talked about in the book. If they're too close together, they can't grow and get bigger. They're going to need space as they get bigger. Remember when we saw in the book how they start out as either a seed or a tiny, tiny plant, but then over time, after you give them some water, air, and soil to live, they get bigger. So they need that space in order to grow. Just like how I'm going to plant stuff in my garden, I need to not put them so close together. I need to have them spaced far apart so they can grow. Okay, friends, now that we have went over what a plant needs, I'm going to take you on a little tour and show you my house and what plants I have. I want you to take notice of where they are. Where they are, they always have some sun. They get watered on a day-to-day basis. They have air, of course. They're in soil, and they have space. That's what a plant needs. So make sure when I'm showing you all my plants that they have what they need. okay? So these are actually 2 pepper plants. My husband was eating peppers one night and took some of the tiny seeds out and planted them, and they have sprouted. Now these things, they are a type of succulent. They are very small and they get a little bit bigger, but you can actually take ones that grow off of this and plant your own succulent. So I have 2 of those. This is an avocado seed. So I love avocados. So I'm trying to plant an avocado tree. We're gonna see if that works. I got this plant, it's a spider plant. I do need to water it because it is quite dry, from a coworker. And I bought, this is actually a cactus. It is quite prickly, as you can see, isn't it? I got it from Home Depot. I thought it was totally cute. So that's one. And then we've actually forgot about onion in my cabinet, and it actually sprouted. So we decided to put it in some water because we are a big family and we love onions. Big family that loves onions. And then we have another cactus. It's called a cactus, Christmas cactus, so you'd see. And it does bloom. It doesn't bloom very often, but it does bloom. I think that has gone to the other side. And last but not least, I think you might recognize this guy. Let me see if I can turn on the light and that helps. A little bit. This is Groot. I got him as a birthday present, and he is currently having some flowers in his head and this is supposed to be a mum. It will eventually have flowers, and that goes on his head. How cute is that? Hi friends. So I'm gonna see if I can post this right here. All right, so since we talked about gardening and we talked about plants and what they need inside, I'm gonna show you my own garden. So first, I'm gonna put some gardening gloves on because it is dirty and it is gross, and I don't wanna get my hands all gross. And second of all, I have a raking tool that I'm going to use to get all the weeds out and to plow the soil. So my husband yesterday came out and did a little bit of that, so it's mostly done, but there is still a little bit more weeds that I need to pull out, which I'll show you. Some weeds that need to be pulled out that are still here. That's our little turtle, and we have a little lighthouse that goes in there. So I'm gonna take all the weeds out, I'm gonna mix up the soil so the soil is good for plants, and then I'll show you where we're going to plant. Now that I have taken out some of the rocks, some of the weeds, and turned up the soil, it seems like it's ready to have some seeds and plants in it. So I want you to let me know, what kind of things do you want me to plant? Do you want me to plant corn, tomatoes, cucumbers? Let me know in either a comment section or email me or dojo me and tell me what kind of plants you want me to plant. All right, talk to you later. Hi friends. So when we were talking about gardening this week, me and my husband came out this evening and we planted our peppers that I showed you earlier and our onion. So I'm gonna turn this around so you can see. Pepper plants. We do need to water them. They do have cages to keep the puppies and the dogs out, and the animals that come and like the squirrels and deer, the ones that will eat our stuff. So we have this enclosed so they don't get to it too much. So these are pepper plants. As you can see, they're far apart, so they have enough space to grow, and they have the air, they have the soil, so I think they're set to go. And there's our pepper plant too. Or not pepper plant, onion plant. And when we were scraping the onion, like getting the bulbs out, we are going to keep the shavings of the onion in here for it can decompose and put more nutrients into the soil. There is more buried under this little turtle here. So, and then over here, we are going to have corn. That's why he made the rows, and I had pictures of it that you'll see later. Rows, so the corn can drink from the valleys. Cool, huh?